And we're in.
Hello, and welcome to Spaceships and Star Wars, the stream, where my lighting is not very good today. Um, my name is Ben Quiggins, your GM, they, them, and these are two of my four players. If you've been tuning in this season so far, we have split the party with half up front and half after intermission. So why don't you guys introduce yourselves?
Hey everyone, I'm Steve, he, him, average calamities on all of the socials. I play Scarrick, the Bravash roboticist, rogue boticist now,
Rogue, you're right. I got to
and
change it on your title card too.
rogue boticist, and his big, wonderful robot friend Mars. Also, he, hims. I would like to shout out Terrible Trio Dice today. They made me some wonderful custom dice for Scarrick and Mars, as well as a few other sets. I've never shown up. I did show off their Lady D set that I got from them at one point, I think. But I have like a bunch of dice from them, and I highly recommend them because they are some beautiful pieces. I'd also like to shout out Bad Pika P, my friend Jessie. Bad Pika P on Twitch. She is pushing real hard this month with her sponsorship for HelloFresh. So go check her out if you like video games and just chilling.
All right. And what's up, everybody? I'm Aaron, also known as Nano or Nano Boozed, or my handles online. Pronouns are he, him. I play the part of Arrow, our Bard College of the Diva, also he, him. And I am excited to be here tonight. I want to give a special shout out to our stream sponsors, Sudafed and Red Bull, who are helping me get through this one tonight. I've got a bit of a head cold.
Banned.
But thanks to the new Sudafed PE, head congestion plus pain, provides maximum strength congestion relief now with the powerful pain relief of ibuprofen. So thank you, Sudafed. I'll be expecting that check anytime now.
A shame. I forgot to tell Aaron that they opted not to sponsor us, so not to put in the ad read, but
Oh, well.
Damn.
free advertisement, I guess.
Shoot your shot. Shoot your shot, I guess.
You know, it's worked for some people. They've like asked for like a mattress sponsor every episode for like 60 episodes, and then one day they get one.
That's right. Sometimes you make a podcast about being in the Trolls sequel, and then you're in the Trolls sequel.
This does happen sometimes, yeah.
Gotta shoot your shot. Oh, I missed a shout out. Actually, it's one of the shout out I want to give. She'll be on the stream on the back half, but the wonderful Getty, also known as Ragnarok Rose, wrote a design and released that over this last week. So I just wanted to give her a shout out because she won't always shout herself out. And you can find a link to that posted in our Discord, which you can find a link for that right down below. And we'll talk a little bit more about that later on. But
I'll make her shout it out when we get to their introductions.
Okay, there you go. Perfect. I'll make sure that link is available in our Discord. So,
yeah. All right. So, last time, you guys saved Oswin. That was the main thing you did. That was pretty much the entire session for you guys. You guys snuck into a Vyrix encampment. Arrow has obliterated his second victim. This time Scarrick saw it. Yes. I don't know how Scarrick feels about Arrow's new superpowers.
But, I really want to check out that gun.
Yeah, you think it's the gun?
I think it's the gun.
I love that. And you guys saved Oswin. You grabbed a map from the campsite as well, and you grabbed Oswin's stuff. And you listened to Oswin's story. The basics of which were that Ruzavan the Starworm appears to be dying, in so much as a Starworm ever dies, and was heading towards the core of the galactic system, but now is no longer doing that. She's been behaving off and on erratically, and often seems to be moving through space unconsciously. And looking at the Vyrix map and hearing this news, and the fact that the Vyrix have obviously been inside here for a little while, you guys are starting to suspect that this map might include some other Vyrix bases, including a place that's very close to, the brain. and other such head areas. You know that Oswin has a ship that has landed on the surface, the outside surface of Rosavan, and kind of fell through one of the various mucus chambers during his exploration. So that's why he's down here. And that's where we left off. You guys had just kind of looked at that map and kind of made those assumptions. So it's the two of you, Oswin and Ash. And of course, Mars.
All right, Oz. How far is it to your ship?
I mean, so if we look at this map here, we know the campsite we were just in is this one, points to one
Yeah.
of the spots.
Uh-huh.
So, judging by this, we would have to go all the way back to the throat, then scale all the way up to the ceiling of the mouth, then find the hole I came through, climb all the way through that, and then out through one of the upper vents to the top of the head.
And a trip like that would take us roughly.
I mean, I'm not really sure. I kind of fell into things. Looks at Ash and says, and Ash says, shakes his head and says, few weeks on foot.
So pros, we would make it to the ship. Cons, we will probably starve to death or die. So
I mean, we could eat the critters on our way there.
If
You
we
know,
found
the
enough,
various native critters.
if we found enough parts, I could build us something that could get us there a little bit faster.
Well, the main thing is going to be the vertical ascent part.
Yeah. I've been working on designs for flight boosters for Mars. I don't want to say I'm going to turn them into a rocket, but I kind of wanted to turn them into a rocket.
Is that rocket strong enough to carry everyone?
Maybe. I don't know. I haven't tested it yet.
Okay.
The hover boosters are definitely strong enough to carry all of us.
I mean, yeah, but those hover boosters move slower than us walking when we're all on
They
it.
sure do. I know. I went for precision more than power.
I mean, they're strong enough to fly you and him together at a good pace. So I mean, that's really all you were probably expecting to need, I'm sure.
Yeah, it was really just for maneuver.
Well, I don't know.
Says, so go for it.
Well, it's definitely an option, but like, hear me out here, because I know this is kind of maybe against the whole good guys thing, but consider we just steal a vessel that's already put together and we can just ride out of here. I mean, those Virix guys have got to have something, right? They've been here for so long, you wouldn't think they'd be stranded inside the worm.
Actually, Ash, this is Ash. Ash says, actually, that was kind of my plan. I've only seen a single Virix ship, though, and it's at their central base.
Do you think it's still there?
Oh, it's still there, along with hundreds of Virix soldiers and tanks.
Yeah. Well, I mean...
Yeah.
Well, when you put it like that...
Let's just say I didn't like my chances trying to go in there alone.
But what about with a squad?
I hope it's not the squad I'm looking at.
Okay, wow, Debbie Downer.
I understand what he means, though.
Osmond says, honestly, I'm not really much of a squad member here.
We don't really.
I'm just a scientist. I'm a doctor, not a warrior.
Not that kind of doctor.
Yeah, also that.
Yeah, right.
I mean, there's a bunch of space station parts if we go further towards the mouth. If we want to try to dig through the city or scavenge.
We could also maybe find some people to help us, too. Or Twig and Ever.
Yeah. Well, now that I think about it, I mean, this all kind of happened really quick. If there's other survivors on the station, they might not even know about the Vyrix base.
Ash
So
nods and says, "Now, Twig and Ever, that's a squad."
I would like to give Bardic uninspiration. I'm gonna subtract a D8 from any of his rolls.
Bardic Bane.
I don't think you're a
Bardic
lore
Bane.
bard. You don't have cutting words. I'm sorry.
I have vicious mockery. You're being a real asshat right now, Ash. Take a D4 damage.
Rolls a wisdom saving throw. He does fail it, so I guess he takes the damage.
Takes let's see here. He takes
At your level, it's actually I believe it's 2 or 3d4, but
Let's say.
Emotional damage.
That's right. He takes 3 points of guilt damage. Anyway, yeah, okay, well, let's take a look at that map thing. If anything, we have a couple options. We can either go towards one of those and see if we can find a vehicle or something, or we can just try to avoid them altogether, so we don't get shot and dead or eaten. Well, I mean, you guys don't get eaten.
according to the map here, that was probably the last Varys encampment that was closest to the ruins of the city, except for the 2 that were crushed by the city.
They're probably taken care of then. They're probably fine.
Looking at the map, there's 2 that are technically located within the ruins of the city, but the space station fell on them. I don't know how intact they're going to be.
Do you know how much of the city was swallowed?
All of Wing 4, most of Wing 3, all of the Axis.
So we could reasonably...
The entirety of the sweeps was swallowed. I don't know if it really survived, but looking on the distance, it looks like he kind of points, and you can kind of see there is actually some light coming from the cityscape, as well as general vent lights of those pale blue glows and such. So you can kind of see a skyline, and you can see that the city is folded over on top of itself, Inception style.
Oh.
So some of the buildings are upside down, some of the buildings are right side up, but you can actually see buildings.
Yeah.
So
none of the docks were swallowed, right?
That's correct.
Okay.
Wing 5 was released, and Wing 1 and 2 were completely unharmed, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah. Okay. So, we may get lucky and find something we can use in the city. There would be no reason to believe that there are any spacefaring vessels, but we might be able to find one of the hover buses.
Roll intelligence.
That is a 15.
Well, you do remember. Yes, your comment on the hover buses is good because they use those shuttle transports to go between wings, right? But you do remember there is one place, well, 2 places that have spacefaring vessels of some kind. The first is the History Museum that includes actual old spaceships. And the second was the ruins in the farming district that you guys found that had the old Lewis Avon ships that were kind of built into them.
Yeah.
Were there any Vyrix ships in the museum?
Yes,
Actually,
I believe so.
Let's go to the museum.
Let's go to the museum.
So from where you guys are at, you guys will have to pass through the Wing 3 farming area to get to the Axis. Which is where the museum is.
Okay.
The Vyrix vessel in the museum is a model vessel for the most part, if you remember correctly. Most of the actual vessels were GC and Lewis Avon in make.
Okay. Well,
we could get creative. But I like the way you're thinking here. I like the idea.
We have a working vessel to work with and a template for what we want it to look like.
A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. Next thing you know, we're flying through the skies. Nobody even knows it's us.
Yeah.
Are you saying? All right, back up real quick here. Is your
What, are we moving
plan
too
to?
fast, Oswald?
No, this is Ash.
Oh, Ash.
Are you trying to say that you're going to take a bunch of parts and try to make a ship that looks like a Viric ship
Yeah.
to fool other Virics?
Yeah.
That is exactly what we're saying.
I mean, that might be tough.
I'm not saying it's going to be easy.
But don't worry, we can do it. The Scaricks know how to at least get the nuts and bolts together. I can just do a little bit of and a little bit of tomfoolery, a little bit of trickery, a little bit of sparkle dust, smoke and mirrors. We can make it work.
I mean, I guess it's the best idea we have so far.
The issue is going to be network. So far, the Virics.
We can figure it out as we go.
We don't really know the digital security protocols they run, how they ping ship to ship, base to base.
Yeah, I mean, your disguise might work at a distance if the plan is to just fly away.
We really need to contact the museum and just that wing in general if we can. I know there's a lot of interference in here.
To do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I guess one way or the other, we got to cross all this farmland first, right?
I mean, you might be able to find a one of the emergency landlines in the farming district that could contact a place in the Axis.
You mean like a
That's kind of what I was
payphone?
hoping. Or
no, like an emergency access phone.
Oh, okay.
That one of the peacekeepers would have at a station.
That makes more sense.
Yeah.
Okay, well.
If that doesn't work, is there any kind of
Oswin raises his hand.
Yes, Oswin.
So I don't want to really put this on you guys, but since you guys are kind of, heroes and all, being the custodians.
Thank you. Looks at Ash.
Is flying out of here on a ship to save only yourselves really the plan here?
Wait, what?
We're not flying to just save ourselves.
No, we wanted your ship because it has more capabilities than any vehicle we find down here.
Oh, you wanted to bring my landing shuttle inside the mouth?
Yes.
Yeah. Think about it. It's going to have the most robust communication systems and access to the entire zones than anything else we're going to come up with on the ground.
I should have never doubted you guys.
What, do you think we were just going to fly out and hit the Dunkin' Donuts next to the nostril? No!
I mean, I don't know. Stuff happens, and sometimes you survive in the wilderness with a pirate for a few days. And then, I resent that. Privateer, thank you.
Privateer. Well,
there's a lot of negative attitude going on around here.
Yeah, there's a lot of no and not a lot of yes and. So how about we start moving?
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the attitude, Scarrick. I like it.
Sounds good. But why don't we walk?
Bomba-dee-da, bomba-dee-da, bomba. Tribal music.
Would I know about any kind of... I imagine most of the farmland is automated.
Mm-hmm.
Would I know about any kind of data lines, essentially, that I could tap into that would, provide commands to the machinery and stuff here?
You would have to manually hook up to the machines. There's no network right now.
Okay.
So you're not actually at the farmland yet. It's just between you and your destination right now.
Mm-hmm.
But from where you're at, there is no network in the entire cityscape.
Okay.
There's no public network or anything. So everything that would normally be networked has to be manually wired.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so you guys, I don't remember the last time you rested. You rest and travel however much is required. It takes you probably about another half day or so in order to reach the farm. Maybe a little less. I say the farm as if it's a single farm, but
Right.
you reach the edge of Wing 3. And this is kind of what you see from your perspective in the dental forest. You see like the outer shelling of the space station like impaled down on the teeth and like split open almost at the bottom in multiple places, and it's kind of like upturned almost like a boat. um and so you can kind of see, if you stand on like a high place, you can kind of see the grass and the trees that are like now at an angle and stuff up above in buildings and whatnot, many of which are partially destroyed. But a lot of what you see is just this huge metal wall of like space station, the outer parts of it.
Like outer hull kind of stuff.
Yeah, the stuff that would normally face outer space, right? Um, and like I said, parts of that are broken through because they've been impaled by the teeth and everything. And you see like parts of the teeth are like broken and shattered and stuff. And you see things moving in the shadows amongst all of that wreckage. But if you're going to try and get up there, it's going to be quite a climb unless you want to try and go through one of these like openings in the hole and make your way through the maintenance corridors and such.
Huh. What do you think? You want to take the corridors or?
I think so.
I mean,
But
less chance of getting spotted, I guess.
yeah.
I mean, we've already been inside here before.
We're trading getting spotted for a potential collapse.
Hmm. If it helps, I know basic first aid. I have watched a couple space tube videos, and I think I could probably stitch a wound if I needed to.
If it makes you feel better about the collapse, I mean, it's been here for a couple days now, and while there was a lot of shifting those first 8 hours or so, echoing through the mouth, hasn't really been so much after that. So I think it may have settled on the teeth pretty sturdily as long as we take care moving around.
Well, I'm granted we don't have to worry about ever blowing something up. Mars is a hefty boy, though.
Doesn't he
If-
have those hover jets?
Yes, he does. My concern is invalid. Let's do it.
All right, let's do it. All right.
Okay.
The gang runs a
Osmond puts a
30
hand on
mile.
his shoulder and says, I don't think your concern's invalid. I think it's a totally valid concern, bud.
I like how Oswin
But
just has
I do
become.
think we have workarounds.
Oswin has taken one level in Bard.
Just trying to be a positive influence.
Just try. Yes, and Oswin really took that advice to heart.
He did. He
All
took
right,
one
Mars,
improv class.
follow us. Don't touch anything. And when Scarrick says "don't touch anything," Mars takes that as "don't touch anything" and lifts off the ground. So he's hovering.
Floop, 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 floop. All right, so there's a couple of different places that you could probably make your entrance. But one of them in particular seems like it'll be less of a climb because all of them are being created right by like the teeth breaking through the hole and stuff, right? So one of them is pretty low to the ground. You can kind of see what was probably a hatch at some point has busted outwards, and though the tunnel into the hole and everything is dark, it is at least only slightly inclined.
And by slightly inclined, do you mean is Arrow going to have to roll to climb
It's
it?
like a 20-degree incline.
Okay, so probably not.
No, he'll be fine.
Hopefully not. I have some points in Dex, thank you.
This is strength, but okay.
Oh, well, I'm -1 in strength, so I guess I roll like a wet noodle down the hill until somebody rolls me back up.
Athletics.
Athletics.
No, you don't need to roll.
That's good. All right.
All right.
Is
so
it dark?
Yeah, I said it was pitch black. Yeah.
Yeah. Huh. Doesn't the big guy have some lights on him?
Yeah. Mars's
Uh,
eyes light up like spotlights, and Scarrick switches to night vision.
Yeah. So light fills the corridor, and as you peer inside, you see a snake-like creature scurry further into the hole and down to the left and vanishes from sight. Snake-like as in like a 10-foot long snake of
Yeah.
Okay.
a respectable size.
My gun is out.
That's a good idea. I also pull my gun out.
Ash will also pull a gun out.
Harold looks back at Oswin. Oswin,
Well,
Oswin looks at your gun and says, "I think you've got more than enough for both of us."
yeah, his gun
I've seen
can
what you can
disappear
do.
people.
I can unalive people with this gun. Actually, that's what most guns do, but mine especially so.
You do it real special.
It's real special. Here, Oswin. I mean, you got to be able to defend yourself. I don't know why, but I wrote machete on my. Oh, it's because that's what I used to cut the tent. So Arrow
Yeah.
pulls out the machete and is like, "Here you go, Oswin. I want you to feel like you're a part of the team."
Takes the machete, holds it very poorly.
No, not here. Here, like you gotta like bend your elbows.
All right,
And-
all right.
And
But it's also comically small for
Arrow,
him because
Arrow.
he's twice your size as a
say
Bravage.
he's huge, right?
Yeah.
Arrow.
Yeah. What's up, buddy?
Arrow. He's a Bravage. He's not defenseless.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how true that statement is.
I know we all can't spit acid, but I know we all have these.
Here, actually,
I mean, I do have these. It holds up manicured claws that are not sharp. Oh, right. I forgot. I take care of myself.
You know what? Here, I've got a better idea. Give me that before you chop my arm off with it.
I have a few cantrips I can cast.
Arrow sticks
That'll
the
help.
There
machete
you go.
back in his pocket. Says, "Here, hold on to this," and hands him a Mark II
grenade.
shrapnel grenade.
Oh, grenade! Takes the grenade, looks at it. I'll put this in my bag.
Don't use that
Oh
unless
my
it's
God.
absolutely necessary.
Got it.
Okay.
Ash shakes his head.
Ash is like, "This is how I die. This is."
Yeah, looks at the camera. Why didn't I wake up? Why didn't Ever and Twig fall into my lap instead? Anyways.
All right. Well,
Okay.
we follow the giant hovering flashlight.
Yep. So you guys make your way up. There's a series of winding passages, and as you're making your way through, you eventually emerge at the bottom of what appears to be a large open shaft, bottomed out with rubble. A passage lies forward from torn metal doors, but something is picking through the ruins that is somewhat familiar to you.
Hate that.
Yes. Not a good familiar
I was
either.
about to say no.
The
It's
vibrant-
Maury.
Yeah, it's Mori. The vibrant green creature
Oh.
with 8 amorphous limbs and a body that's been twisted like a corkscrew, and a head full of mandibles and eyeballs, twists back to look at you. And this abomination, not unlike one that you've seen, not unlike the spider abomination you guys fought when you guys were saving Hazel, glances back, and it
I'm
just
gonna look
stares at
around
you.
for an elevator.
You are in
last
the
time.
elevator shaft. The ruins of the elevator is what you're standing on.
Damn it.
So
I don't think it's working.
it looked back at us.
Yeah, it's just staring though. It's not doesn't seem to be inclined to attack yet. Or at least you're not getting that vibe from it as it watches you.
Mars, run that scan again for
Oswin
you
leans
know
over.
who.
What the fuck is that?
It's an abomination.
It's probably
And
not.
Vaya likes to eat them.
Who's in Vaya?
You'll
Oh,
see.
shit. Yeah.
So Mars is running a scan. What is Mars scanning for?
And Vaya.
Oh, I gotcha.
Yeah.
You do actually find that you're much closer to the source of that you'd been following.
Okay.
Seems like further in to the area you're in, and it strikes you then that you actually recognize this this elevator shaft, because this is the shaft you guys went down before you ran into the gigantic nightmare serpent.
Oh, this is the one we took down when the facility beforehand.
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, because that was in the farming district. So,
It was.
so you recognize where you're at, and judging by where the sin was coming from, it might be coming from Invia's progenitor, assuming that it's still there.
Oh, I don't remember
We should.
Anvaya's benefactor's name. Oh my gosh.
Well,
Do you remember?
fortunately for me, I wrote it down somewhere. Narog is the
Narog.
name of the progenitor, the Hydra Shadow Dragon from the Night Vale.
Anvaya's a friend, but I don't. That's not Anvaya. Just so you know.
It goes, and then its mandibles peel back and shift
Nope.
into
Nope.
teeth,
Nope.
Shoot
Nope.
it.
and the mouth forms around it. And are you attacking it?
I will pull. I will aim my gun, ready to shoot at it if it like screeches or something.
Okay. It
As soon as it
says
makes a hostile action.
It says.
in common tongue, you're still alive. They will not like that. I must tell them. And it reaches up a hand, and the arm pops off and morphs into a green spider, roughly the size of a dinner plate, and starts crawling up the wall.
Shoot it.
Is polymorph a touch spell? I'm pretty sure it
I'll
is.
shoot it.
Yeah, it sounds like we're
It
attacking.
might not actually be.
Or I'll have Mars launch a magic missile at it at second level.
Whatever you want to do.
Yeah. Magic missile.
Okay. So you fire magic missiles at the little spider and it blows up, splats green goo. No, the polymorph spell has a range of 60 feet.
Hell yeah.
But you also know that abominations are immune to having their shape changed.
That's a good
you
thing.
learned
Arrow
that
knows.
before.
Yeah, Arrow does know
Yeah,
that. That is correct.
You've tried the spell and it failed, so I'm not gonna make you do that again.
That's right. That's correct. Arrow would recall that.
Yeah.
While Mars blasts the spider, Scarrick would unload at the main creature.
Yeah. So why don't we go to initiative?
Okay.
That makes
I'll let
sense.
you kill the spider for free, but it was ready to fight you. So
Ooh.
rolled piss poor though.
Ooh.
The spider did?
Oh.
Good.
Yeah, the monster. Oh, but Ash got a 1, so I guess you can always roll worse.
Scarrett got an 18.
I got a 12, so
Well, Scarrick's first.
yeah.
Okay.
What you doing, my dude?
Well, I'm gonna have Mars toot on up to it real quick
Toot,
to get
toot.
in melee, so Scarrett can get sneak attack.
Mm-hmm.
Rogue, bot assist. I'm going to add that type to your
Yeah.
lower third right now.
Sweet. So Mars is gonna go in with the clamp. Try to give him the clamps.
Give him that
Oh.
clamp.
Does 19 hit?
A 19 does hit.
Okay. 5 points of damage, and he's gonna try to grapple it.
Is that a magical weapon you're attacking with?
Yes.
Okay. Roll to grapple.
Okay. Since the clamp, he has disadvantage on the grapple check. Oh shit. That's that's a 24.
Seems good. You grapple it. I mean, I don't think
Okay.
it's likely to. I guess it had 7. It could beat you,
Oh.
but it got a 13.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So Mars goes up and just grabs it by the throat with the clamp, and then kind of steps back and holds it up for Scarrick to shoot it in the face.
All right, go for it, Scarrick.
Well, that's going to be a 21 to hit with the plasma pistol.
21 hits.
Okay.
Is this a magic weapon?
No, it's a regular plasma pistol.
Okay.
But I am adding a d6 of sneak attack.
Yes, you are.
6 points of plasma damage and 3 points of sneak attack.
All right. Sneak attack's always the same type of damage as the
Okay.
base attack, just so you know.
Okay.
Alrighty. So that attack did not seem to hit it quite as hard as the clamp did. Don't just ignore the fact that I was asking you exactly why that could be the case.
Okay. Forgotten.
I never knew in the first place. All right. Next up is Arrow.
Okay. Well, I know that Scarrick is doing things with Mars, trying to coordinate it. So Arrow's going to try to help out a little bit, and it's going to try to shoot it with fairy fire, so it glows. A little easier to hit. So it's a dex save,
Okay.
DC 17.
It rolled a dex save, you said?
Yes.
Okay. That got a 16. So I guess that fails.
It fails. Hell yeah. Okay.
All right. So it is shimmering.
It's now shimmering. I was like, yes. And he's going to go ahead and use a point of bardic inspiration to give everybody that D6.
Oh, yeah.
So
Everybody gets a D6?
yeah, I believe because of Mars, between Mars and Scarrick, you only get one instance of it.
Yeah.
But
I could use it for either of us.
Yes, that is
Yes.
correct. Mars is not its own
Mars is not his
person,
own character, so it's only one.
Yeah.
But yeah, either way, you got that D6. And maybe
He
help you
is
out.
his own person, but he's not his own character.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
All right.
Arrow's like, go get him, Tiger. Where Tiger doesn't refer to anybody specific.
Well, you said that, and then the next person in the initiative order happens to be Oswin, so he believes you're talking to him.
Okay.
He says,
wholeheartedly.
all right, I can do this. I can do this.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
holds out his hands, and like every Bravash of at least decent level can do, fires once a day magic missiles from them. I believe Scarrick opted to have a breath weapon instead of the Bravash magic, so.
No, actually, that's the acid splash cantrip. It just comes from his mouth.
Ah, okay. You
Yeah.
flavored it as acid slash. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So you also have magic missile.
I do.
Yeah.
And levitate.
Yep.
Although a breath weapon would be great.
Be pretty good. I mean, I'd have been okay with it. It's a little more dragonborn than the Bravash are, but I mean, you know, that's not a bad thing.
I like acid spit because I'm never gonna run out of spit.
That's true. That is true. I think that's where I think I offered the other to you, and you landed on the other. Let's see, so 2, 4, 8, 11 points of force damage. So
Nice.
the three force darts slam into it, and it struggles in the claw, and its body like twists and turns. But some of the eyes move down its coiled body to look at Oswin, and Oswin is just like, "I think I've done enough." I start stepping away. All right,
My
so
work
did
here is
great, Oz.
done.
So the creature is up. The first thing is this wave of energy pulses off of it, and I think this only matters for Mars, but everybody who would be immune or resistant to poison or disease is no longer immune or resistant to poison or disease.
Ooh.
That's just
I think that's only Mars, but
yeah.
Yeah.
and then it's going to start attacking. So Mars has in its grasp, so it's going to bite and sting Mars for sure.
Okay.
As one does.
That'll be a 13 and a 23. It's 23 hit, I assume, but
Yes,
13,
it does.
no.
13 does
Okay, cool. So that's one hit. So the sting will hit. He needs to make a DC 14 Constitution save.
19 on the die.
Okay, so he does make it.
Hell yeah.
So he is not poisoned. He still takes the poison damage, though, it looks like. So that's going to be 10 points of piercing damage, 5 points of poison damage. And then the bottom of the creature is going to pop off the top. Like it splits in two, like a lizard's tail being pulled off. And then the tail melts into the ground and springs up as a spider that's roughly dog-sized. And it is going to leap onto Oswin.
Hate that. Poor Oswin.
Mars can attempt an attack of opportunity using something other than a claw if he has it.
Oh yeah, plasma blade coming out.
Yeah,
Swinging
so
down.
go for it.
Love it.
Oh, okay. That is a 15 to hit.
A 15 just misses.
Ooh.
You need a 16 to hit these guys. So the blade cuts into the rubble behind it as it scurries past, and it is going to leap on our boy with a natural 20.
Oh God.
Oh, no.
Oops.
Sorry, Oswin.
Oops. Here.
This is where you play the flashback in black and white with the slow bloom. Only use it if absolutely necessary.
Yeah. So he is knocked prone. The thing is on top of him. It's chewing on him. He has 2 hit points left. I'll tell you that. He did take
Oh no.
18 points of damage. So he's got 2 hit
Tiger,
points
no.
left. And he's screaming. He screams like, "I don't want to die here. I was supposed to become a star worm."
Oh no.
All right. And then I guess Ash is up. Ash will try to shoot that thing off of him. Seems like an appropriate use of time.
Yeah.
A natural 20.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
Oh, I'm glad those dice work both ways.
Yep. Ben, did you roll the
This
purple
is
die?
this is actually my black and red speckled die.
Oh, okay.
Although I should grab the dice that Jared gave me, that are like an ocean. They have like sand melded into the bottom of the epoxy with a shell on them, and then the rest of the die is blue.
That
That's
sounds
fucking
beautiful.
awesome.
Actually,
Yeah, I'll show them to you guys after intermission. Probably I'll go grab them.
sounds good.
All right. Well, not the best crit dice, but it is something. He does kill the break off by dealing 15 points of damage though. So
Good.
so he
Good.
explodes the spider and the green goo like falls all over Oswin and then begins evaporating.
Nasty. He got slimed.
Yeah, he got slimed. If you recall, the abominations they blow up kind of like Ghostbusters ghosts, and then like evaporate. Some
Nasty.
good old ectoplasm bodies. Let's see here. Oh, that was only one attack, so I guess he can shoot again, huh? I don't think even a D6 is gonna save that roll, so he's just gonna miss.
He's gonna critter jail,
All right.
baby. Critter jail.
Top of the yeah, right. Top of the round is Scarrick and Mars.
Okay. Mars now is oh, well, still got him in the clamps. So it's gonna be a plasma blade. Just try to just stab it straight into the mouth, I guess.
All right.
Oh, dang.
You got a
I'm
D6.
not gonna. Yeah, I'm not gonna risk that. I think I'd have to get a 6 to make it. That's a 10.
Yep.
Oof.
You 16 to hit, so
Yep. So nothing for Mars. Scarrick is going to shoot again.
okay.
Okay, D6 it is. That is 16 exactly.
Okay, that
there it
hits.
is.
You got there.
Whew. Seven points of plasma damage with the sneak attack.
12 with the sneak attack, and this is the non-magical weapon, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. It does still seem to be hurting it. It's just not quite as effective.
Okay.
Green goo splatters off its body as it's having more and more trouble maintaining its form. Arrow.
Gotta unmute myself from below my nose. All right, so this thing is nasty and gross, and I hate it. And I'm going to unalive it now. So, Arrow's gonna run up. Does Mars still have a grip on this thing?
Yeah.
Yes, it is
Okay.
still grappled by Mars. It
Okay.
just pooped out a part of itself to turn into a spider.
Yeah, that's right. It like separated like a lizard, like you said. Cool. All right.
Yeah.
Well, Arrow's gonna run up and get close to it, which is scary, but also what Arrow's gonna want to do so he doesn't hurt Mars. Excuse me. And then is going to let's see here. Cast Thunder Wave. Get up. And the idea is to get up next to Mars, so that cone. I guess it's actually a cube. Thunder Wave's a cube, but like be able to make it happen in a way that doesn't hurt Mars, because thunder damage would hurt Mars a lot.
Thunder damage does hurt Mars a lot. That's true.
That's why Arrow has to
All
get
right.
close here, is to angle it right. So
Okay, so Arrow gets really close.
Blow the
I
whole
just want to
clamp
double
off.
check. I just want to double check real quick. You're casting Thunder Wave, right?
Yes.
Okay. In an enclosed elevator shaft, underground,
So this is the
in a partially destroyed space station with great echo mechanics. Don't let me stop you.
So
Don't let me stop you.
I'm just gonna say this: Arrow's gonna run up, position himself, catch himself, and be like, "Oh no!" Turn his ears off, and then do it.
Oh God! Thanks for the tinnitus.
Oh, beautiful. All right.
I'm-
Unfortunately for Arrow, it does make the saving throw, but it still takes half damage.
Oh, that's good. Well, I'm gonna cast it as a 3rd level spell. So,
Okay.
just for extra oomph. Because why the hell not?
Extra loud.
It's extra loud. Let's see here. Oh, holy smokes! That's 18
Now all of
points.
China knows you're here.
Yeah, except
Good.
Ash, Oswin, and Scarrick just hear.
Yeah,
What?
basically a flashbang goes
What?
off. That's 18 points of thunder damage, so I guess halved is still
So
9.
halved is 9. Okay. Seems good. Seems good.
And then Arrow will turn his ears back on.
Everyone else is like, ah! Only you can hear Oswin screams.
Oh no! If Oswin takes 1 point of damage for each one of his eardrums that now hurts, he's unconscious.
That's how that would work, yes.
Oh no! Mop, mwop, mwop. That's right, Dan. Dan gets it.
All right. All right. So let's see here. Oswin is gonna roll a self-control check as
Oh.
he reaches for the grenade in terror.
I'd like to use a point of
God,
lucky
here
to
we
ensure that he
go.
fails.
You want me to
Oh,
roll two
no.
and take the worst? Okay. Okay. Or no, you want him to take the better because the better would be more self-control, right? High is good.
Whatever is good. Oh, I guess maybe throwing a grenade off this place that's already just been destabilized by a thunder wave is about. You know what? It's okay. Let the dice decide. Let the
You
dice
Said we
decide.
didn't
I
have to
already
worry
rolled 2
about
dice,
ever
Aaron.
blowing the place
Okay.
up.
I feel like you're asking me like high or low whether or not Osmond uses a grenade.
High or low, Aaron?
High.
All right. He pulls the grenade out from his bag,
Let's go!
throws the pin, and screaming throws it approximately at the monster that's being held by that has 2 of you in 5 feet of it,
We're so dead.
You're dead.
Yeah,
and he rolls a natural 20. The perfect throw. It spirals
it's
like
a
a
spiral.
football.
It's a freaking incredible game-winning touchdown.
It goes just past it, bounces off the back wall, lands directly behind it, such that it's between you and the grenade arrow.
Yes.
And then it explodes. I'm gonna give it
There's
disadvantage
the
on
college
dex save
pitcher.
because it's been held. It's being held by Mars, so it doesn't really make sense that it would have a good dex save. But it still rolls a 20 and a 17, so I guess it makes it.
Gross.
But
The dice have chosen violence tonight.
yeah, so it's 5. I've rolled like 5 20s.
Audrey says this is why ever can only be trusted. Only ever can be trusted with grenades. Safe grenade use.
Grenade safety.
You say that, but
This was a beautiful throw from Oswin. Just saying.
yeah, Oswin.
Yeah, that's really more
was
about blowing
just
himself
right.
up.
And it does actually, even halved, will do enough damage to kill this thing.
You know what? This
So,
is actually fair.
the grenade explodes behind it, and even though its body like leans away from it in order to like mitigate it, you watch its body ripple, and then the green ectoplasm bursts all over Mars and Arrow.
So it sounds like Arrow turns his ears back on, just enough time for a grenade to go off right in front of him and then be covered in slime.
You see the
So-
grenade fly past your face as you turn your ears back on.
Oh no.
After the initial splash,
The
Mars'
chasm
clamp.
shakes. Yep. The
And more
chasm,
squirts out at you.
the column that you're in kind of shakes a little bit, and you hear like a crumbling noise from far above you.
We should get out of here. We should get out of the shaft.
Yeah.
We should get out of the shaft.
Damn it.
All right, so there's two ways. There's the way you came, and then there's the way further in that you know will lead to Narog,
We
or
know.
Narog's lair, anyways.
Well,
Further in.
no, there's no going back now.
I mean,
All right, so
we can blow our way out.
you scurry forward, and you hear as some layer of debris collapses and crumbles into that basin you guys were just in. And it doesn't totally cover up like the exit. There's still some space, but like it would have sucked to have been under that.
Yeah. Whew. Okay.
How you doing, Oz?
Ah, 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 ah.
You want to take a little break inside Mars?
Was that an option?
Yeah,
Why didn't I just go into him in the first place?
because you didn't need a break.
Because you're part
You
of the
kind of
team.
do now, though.
Here you go. Here's Mars, and here's a juice
Ash
box.
pats him on the back and says, "Nice throw, by the way."
It was a game-winning throw.
There's a first aid kit in there if you want to patch yourself up.
Looks at it. I'll see what I can do.
Poor guy.
I just want to say he's not proficient in grenades, and his dex is a 10.
Oh my gosh! So that was the Hail Mary of all grenade
So
throws.
it was just a raw d20 roll.
You're telling me that Arrow gave him this grenade, and actually what was most likely to happen was he was going to kill Arrow on the spot.
Yes, 100%. The hubris was real.
Grenade Icarus. Arrow, as he climbs in there, Arrow's like, "Well, I don't have a juice box, but here you go, buddy." And like taps him on the shoulder, and I'm gonna go ahead and use Cure Wounds to cure him just
Okay.
a few points. Take the edge off that. Ooh,
Take the edge off that horrible pain of the
Yes.
chest wound.
12 points. He'll heal, and just gonna be like,
Okay,
"Hang in
that's
there, buddy."
most of his damage, honestly.
Yeah, I'm about to say it
I
probably helps
think
a lot.
this
He had 18 on him, so
I
Yep.
think this is why Ever insists on keeping the grenades.
Yeah, I'm beginning to think that she might actually have a point with the whole grenades aren't safe thing. That was a really
Yeah.
bad Ever impression.
It was fine. I have mine still, but I think it's gonna stay not inside Mars. If you're going in there, Oswin.
you take the grenade out of Mars.
Yeah. It's gonna go right here on this strap.
And I went ahead and I erased mine out of my inventory because I gave it to
Sounds good.
Oswald and
You did. You used it.
used it.
I gave you a grenade and you gave it to an inexperienced NPC to throw while you're in melee range.
Which sounds like it's the best decision I've made this session so far. So I've learned nothing. My hubris continues.
I guess if it worked out, there's nothing to learn from it. All right.
It's really Ash's fault for giving you the grenade in the first place.
You know what?
Ash should have never given Arrow a grenade. honestly.
There it is. We've come full circle. Arrow's
So-
learned nothing, but Ash has learned a lot.
Yeah, Ash has learned a lot from this. So each of you guys, you make your way out onto that cavernous chamber, which doesn't look quite as nice as it did before. A lot of the various catwalks and stuff are no longer functional. Some of them are like swinging by wires from the ceiling.
Oh, is this that room that had all the catwalks and like all the crystals and stuff?
Yes, it was
Yeah.
a bunch of catwalks, and there was like a lift down to a lower floor where it had all of the explosive, the nukes, basically.
That's right.
And then there was the lift down to the bottom floor, which was the piles of Smog's lair like crystals.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm really glad none of those went off. We should check them and make sure they're stable.
Oh yeah, the nukes.
The lift itself does not appear to be operable, but you can probably use the fixture there to climb down.
Hmm.
How long of a climb is it?
It's a pretty big room, but it's like, I don't know, a rock climbing wall length.
Okay. That sounds awful.
I mean, you're climbing down like 2 stories to get there. So
Okay. Here's a big brain idea. I set my lifeline watch, and then I fall off, and I hit the ground, and then I turn my lifeline watch back so that I'm perfectly healthy, laying on the ground.
It's like the
look at the
finale of
camera.
Futurama.
Look at the camera, kids. This is what happens when they get too many hit points. They do shit like this. Are you gonna try and jump off so you land on the lower catwalks where the bombs are? Or are you gonna jump all the way down to the ground
Well,
floor?
we want to check the bombs first, right? So,
Yes.
well, I have feather fall, so actually that's what he was going to do, rather than listen. I'm not a paladin.
What?
Is it? Can you do more than one person with that?
I believe it's up to 6.
I believe, yeah. I think there's a. Let me double check real quick just to make sure.
Yeah, it's up to 6.
Is it up to 6?
Mhm.
Yep. Okay. So hey, how about we all just make our way down?
Yeah, let's
Sorry,
do it.
up to 5.
Yeah. Well, there's 5 of us, so
They got to be willing though.
Oswin's like, I refuse. Okay, well, I just push him then.
He's in Mars. It's fine.
Wear this watch.
He'll get
Pushes him
hovered down.
off.
Yeah, I would say Mars just hovers down, so Mars is fine, which is
Okay.
good because technically Mars can't be a willing creature. So
Nah, that's true. Mars is his
Yeah.
own person, but not a creature.
that's right.
Mars just
So the
steps
3
off.
of you feather fall down. Mars will hover down. So you feather fall down to the first or the middling catwalk. And this is the one that had a stairwell going down to the bottom floor as well as the lift. The lift again is broken, but the stairs seem to be mostly intact. I would watch my
That's right.
footing. Fortunately, the area with the bombs was pretty well insulated and connected to the wall, so they didn't tumble around too much. So you can see some of them definitely fell over and rolled on top of each other and banged around. But they all still seem inactive.
That's fine.
Okay, good.
Ash looks over these, just like, these are
Yeah, I know.
Yep.
incredibly illegal
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
war nukes.
Super illegal.
And
Like-
if even one of them went off, everyone here would be in big trouble.
Yeah, it would probably make an explosion big enough to cover the entire mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's why I have no reservation about checking these out to make sure they're stable, because we are already in the kill radius.
By a lot.
Right. I guess that makes sense. You guys knew these were down here?
Yep.
Remind me not to get on your bad side.
Well, they're not. We didn't put them down here. Like we just found them.
I wanted to safely detonate them in space.
Yes.
But-
You could make a lot of money selling these.
I know we could. And that is irresponsible.
Very irresponsible.
I'm just
our
saying.
friend
I
uses
have a
them
few
as food.
contacts. Oh, wait, what?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to know how, but yeah. Down that shaft there.
He glances over and just sees like piles and piles of like what appear to be crystalline material.
Yeah. I don't know if he's home right now, but
Just
don't be alarmed.
really big juice packs for Mommy Dragon. God damn it.
Oh my god.
Getty.
So it's basically a shadow dragon hydra thing from the Night Vale.
Yeah, pretty much. You know what? It actually is a lot easier if you just
Let's just go see if he's home.
Let's just go visit real quick and see. Yeah, and
We need to check in.
That's good. Watch your step.
All right then.
Stairs are a little
Lead the
wonky.
way. So you guys head down. So you head down onto the crystals, and you see them kind of shift as one of the heads lifts up, and you see one of Nirog's larger heads with its long red eyes down the side and black spiked features and jagged mouth. That's not really teeth so much as the mouth itself is like in jagged shadows. And it says, "Ah, you're here.
Yeah, we
Back
survived.
again." Another one rises up. "More than I can say for many." Another head. "Blessed souls passing through. A shame we've promised not to eat any."
Yeah, thanks for that part. It's thanks for not yeah, there's a lot to unpack there. These are our friends, Ash and Oswin.
Oswin's inside Mars, like, Ash just has his gun over his shoulder and it's just like, damn, son.
So Nirog, the reason we're here,
You're here to recreate my child, yes.
well, that's one reason we're here.
Blood of your blood.
Yeah, all that.
Another head rises up. You're here to relieve me of my eternal duty, now that my body is fading. Another
Wait.
head.
What?
You're here to put the Soletta to rest, rending it from this world forever.
Oh, do you mean the many-faced creeper?
A Soletta wears many humanoid faces, yes.
Yeah. We had a close encounter, and then the the space station got eaten by a star worm.
So we have noticed. Another
Yeah.
head rises out of the crystals.
Harold's like, how many of these damn things are there?
Are
Like-
you aware of the Virix?
They look at each other and back. The humans foolishly working with the abominants.
Yeah.
Yeah, those guys.
They have been in this star worm for a very long time and are controlling her movements currently.
Humanity and other people like yourselves are always too clever for your own good.
Tell me about it.
One of the heads settles back into the crystals like a lizard getting into sand.
Harold's like, the heads have a point.
Very well. You have come to us for this, and more that it seems you do not know. We cannot survive so far from the rift.
So,
So if you remember, when you met Narog last time, it explained that it had made a deal with the Luosavan Empire to stand vigil at a weakness in the dimensional veil in that part of space. So obviously you're no longer at that part of space because you're moving through space. So
You're right. We're riding the worm.
Yep.
so what do
You
you
have
need
left
from
that
us,
system.
Narog?
Yeah, so what can we do?
Slay the Soletta, and its abomination servants will perish.
Okay.
Okay.
Then be sure to tell your people, should you survive, to do something about that weakness in the veil. We are being pulled back through to the Night Veil hour by hour, piece by piece. We will not be here for much longer.
Well,
We'll do what we can.
yeah. Well, it's a good thing that killing multi-faced jerk guy is already pretty high on the list. So, uh,
Yeah.
just add an army of Erics on top of that. Yeah, totally doable.
Yeah. The humans are nothing beside the Soletta. Soletta exists to infiltrate societies and create chaos that cannot be undone. They poison the well of entire cities and planets, turning them into wastelands of the people who live there's own making. Nuclear war, genocide. This is their bread and butter.
Well, since you're not going to be needing him anymore, we're kind of sitting on a whole lot of nuclear war in this room.
Yeah.
Do with it as you wish. I will only eat as much as I need to subsist before I pass through this form. Perhaps I will pass through sooner rather than later now that you have arrived. Another head comes up. But first, our daughter.
Oh, yeah.
Our progeny.
This is the moment everybody's been waiting for.
Are you prepared, Skerrick, of the acid spit?
For more Anvia? Yeah.
Well, by making a pact with Anvia, you rendered unto her a piece of yourself and took in a piece into your soul. It is that piece that I must extract. It will be painful.
Errol leans over to Scarrick and is like, "Sounds kind of intimate, buddy. We'll give you some space." It like backs up a little bit.
Ash leans over to
fine.
Era and says, just mirrors. This thing kind of like the idea of just putting him in pain.
Could be worse.
Yeah,
I tend not to
that's
ask
true.
Scarrick about too many details for his personal relationships. We're friends,
I
but
mean,
it's his business. So
at least he didn't make a pact with an infernal creature. Those are the fucking worst.
there's
It's
a lot.
fine.
Ash,
No pain, no gain.
Ash, that
What?
statement raises a lot of questions, but I don't have time for
Look,
that right
man,
now.
on Hanadar, there's a lot of packs going around. Okay? Night Vale, honestly, at least they're pretty straightforward.
Fair enough.
I
I don't know if it'll help, buddy, but good luck. And Arrow's gonna pat Scarrick on the back and give him a bardic inspiration die.
Well, you're welcome to roll a con save
It's a D10.
to not pass out from the pain.
You could add a D10 to it.
You could.
I'm sure I'll do that. That'll be a 24.
Nice.
Okay. You don't pass out from the pain. As one of its smaller heads rises up and then peels back to just a skull, which then sharpens into a single point like a needle and then stabs into your chest.
Oh, that's metal as fuck.
It appears to be going through your chest, but you see this like shadowy outline around it.
It's stabbing his soul.
And as it slowly pulls out, it kind of pulls out this like string of energy, dripping with acid. And there's a little pop sound as it completely emerges, and you feel a little emptier.
It feels like I just threw up.
And then it
Got out of
dribbles
my
the
soul.
black liquid onto the ground, and it swirls and rises, this smoke gathering, and a clawed hand reaches up and stretches, and then another one, and then two more, and they each kind of grab around, and then popping out is Envia, pulling herself out of like a black puddle. Although she does look a little different. She appears to have something akin to scales now, and dribbling around her mouth is what appears to be a similar acidic form of spit secretion as a certain somebody. And she's got an extra pair of arms. And she
She
stretches,
evolved.
cracks her body.
Oh, she
And
has your eyes.
Back again. How's it going, losers?
What's up, nerd? Arrow's just like,
All right.
yeah.
We're gonna go to intermission, and we'll pick back up with the other crew in 15 minutes. I think is their intermission time.
In about
So
15 minutes or so. But
Yep.
but first, a word from our sponsor.
Hey you, on the couch. Are you looking for sweet video game playthroughs and content? Well, you're in luck because it's coming soon to VHS cassette. Wow. When's the last time you watched something totally awesome? Hold on to your gaming chair. Contains bonus scenes and features. Explosions, prizes, gold, victories, not victories. Funky videos are all that in a bag of chips. Booyah! Sweet! Just connect to the World Wide Web and a world of totally awesome video game content is at your fingertips. Wow! Now available on Home Funky Video.
Audio Live.
We're here. We're back.
Back in the saddle.
Hello, and welcome back to Spaceships and Star Wars, the stream. As you may have noticed, my cast has transformed. I'm still Ben, they, them, your GM. But with me now are two wonderful ladies, some of the best in the world that I've ever met. Why don't you guys introduce yourselves?
Am I going first? Is that what's up?
Yeah,
Hi,
you're
my
first.
name's Getty. My pronouns are she and her, and I'm playing the Proxy Paladin Twig tonight. And the way of shoutouts, I released a poetry zine thing recently on HIO that you can find by searching my name on there, which is Ragnarok Rose on the internets. But I can also post a link to it in a bit.
Yeah,
We'll post
I
one in
was
the
gonna say I
Discord.
think Aaron promised it would be in the Discord. I
Yeah.
have to say that talking about your zine has like opened up a bunch of pronunciation questions for me because like you and Aaron both said zine, but then you also said zine, and I say zine because
Well,
it's short for magazine.
it's for magazine,
Yeah,
but I grew up just reading the word
and
and
so
never
then
said
it
it
makes
out
sense
loud
as
to anyone.
zine, right?
So it goes as Zion in my head because I don't
Well,
have it connected to magazines.
you also say itch.io, which I think is probably the proper thing to say, but I have literally never called it anything except for itch.io.
I was gonna say, isn't it Itch.io?
I always say itch.io. But I
I
love
think we
doing
should all just call it Itchy.
I love
I
things
have
like
a-
this where people pronounce
have a-
stuff differently.
I have a terrible habit of like looking at an acronym and just like saying the word that it makes,
Yes, I know.
even if it should not
I know,
ever
Ben.
make a word.
I know, Ben.
There's
Anyway,
certainly 0 organizations in the Nokora Galaxy that are like that.
Hey, Audrey,
Yeah.
who are you?
Hi, I'm Audrey, she, her. I play Ever, the Easonite survivalist, also she, her. As I was telling these two, I still haven't watched Birds of Prey, so we're just gonna see how the accent goes today.
It's irresponsible.
I feel like
really.
maybe I need to lean into like classic Harley, instead of the Birds of Prey Harley, because like Mr. J, that's way easier to jump into than it is to
But less
try.
fun.
Yeah, I know.
What would we do without Moida?
Moida. I don't know. We'll get there. I'll make it happen. I have a bad habit of like mirroring the people around me with like my accent. That's what happens when you live in the Midwest and you code switch from rural to urban areas. So anyway, I don't think we have any shout outs tonight that haven't already been made. I, as always, am using my beautiful notebook from Talenchi Studios. It has a magnetic insert, which means that I can swap out my journals for games. Ooh, didn't know I had a bookmark in there. Lost my page. Oh well. Anyway, that's really the only shout out that I have. And our art, as always, is done by recent name change Entropy Emily. So you can find her online on Twitter and Tumblr at Entropy M. Her work is awesome and we love it. Anyway, I think we're here, Ben. I think we're ready.
Let's do this.
I think I took like not enough notes last time, but
That's okay, because I'll tell you what happened last time.
What happened
At
last
least in an abbreviated form. So last time you guys cut through, you were answering a rescue request. You cut through the broken university district where you slipped past some critters and you spotted a setup of somebody, well, you assume somebody at least, that seemed to have been like living out of a space deep within those ruins. You left it for then and you headed to your destination where you rescued Mahogany Jones and some of her
Yes.
employees and some of your soldier buddies from these exploding fire lizard critters. And then you guys met back up with your contacts from the Capitol building, and then you started evacuating people to the museum, where you met back up with Munir, and then the two of you, Munir and Mahogany, met in Munir's office to kind of plan out your next moves. and you decided that you were going to send a group directly to the network building while you guys cut through the university to check out that one house, and then cut north to meet up with that group getting to the network building, where you would then attempt to clear it out from the critters that are now living there.
Yes, what I wrote
Um,
down is that there's a dozen additional people in addition to myself and Twig, plus the engineer who's going to repair the network stuff.
That is correct. And then let's see here. The other thing of note was that before you left, Munir pulled out the Empyrean Edge, the sword that you guys rescued from the gangsters in like episode 3 of this first season. And he bequeathed it to you guys in the hopes that it would help you on your jobs.
Yeah, and Getty, I'm posting in our chat right now the Seeker's Gun notes, if you can read my handwriting.
All right.
Because I believe we discussed after the
Switching it
stream
over.
that I
Yeah.
was going to hand that over to you, since I had the fancy ass sword.
Makes sense. And if you recall, Audrey, I believe I told you last time, the sword essentially works like a Vorpal sword, except that it can also cut through inorganic things as though they are paper.
Just to
Yes.
check, the Seeker's powered by what kind of ammunition?
It's a recharge weapon, so
Oh, okay, cool.
yeah, you don't need ammunition. It's an energy weapon. I have used 6 shots out of 20 before it'll need a recharge. That's what the tally marks are. So
Yep.
that's the state I am handing it over to you in.
Was this the cursed looking one that has a different appearance on the other plane, or is this one we got picked up from Mori?
I don't actually remember where you guys picked it up.
The Seeker's Gun? I don't know. We got it as treasure, I think, because Twig initially had it, and then Ever had it. And
Yeah,
now
so
Twig
this is the
has
one
it
I had
again.
originally.
Yeah.
This is the one that has like a weird, messed up appearance on the
ethereal plane, yeah.
the ethereal plane. Yeah, because we got it from
Mhm.
that messed up abomination summons room.
Yes.
That's right. All right. Well, if you guys are ready.
I am ready.
I think we're ready. Let's do it.
So you guys, your group of 12 plus your engineer, head north and will attempt to cut around the university district while you guys cut through it. Do you guys want to attempt stealth again?
We're trying to stealth into here, yeah.
Yes.
Go for it.
Did we determined that we short rested again, but not long rested? Which means, for the purposes of this, I will cast Pass Without Trace for us.
Okay.
I got a 29.
24.
All right. So you guys move through without too much issue. You've got a pretty good memory between the fact that one of you is a survivalist and the other one is a proxy who can probably do weird map shit in their head.
She does.
Yeah. So you make your way through the ruins roughly in the same pattern as you did before. Nothing particularly new here, and eventually you will arrive at the little cross area that you saw before, which, if you remember, it had like a second floor room that had the lights on still, and like the bottom floor was all barricaded up. And there didn't appear to be, there was like a piece folded above it and everything, but it was like an open road kind of covering it, and there's no immediate easy rooftop access. So whomever is holed up in there or is still up there seems to have sequestered themselves in a relatively safe location, not easily accessible or visible. So looks like at some point it was probably part of like a dorm.
Okay.
Is the light still on?
Yeah, the lights are on.
We don't want to waste too much time.
No, but I think it's worth trying to find out if the people in there need help. If there are people in
She's
there.
just scanning through the radio, like short range comms, seeing if she can pick anything up while they like skirt around the edge of the building. Looking for more details.
Other than the radio station coming from the sweeps, nothing.
Okay. Without the feed access, we don't have another way to really get through to them.
I mean, we could just knock.
We could just knock. Do we want to give that a shot?
Yeah, I can't really imagine that any of the creatures in here are, particularly polite in that way, so probably
true.
would be fine.
You want me to cover you while you do it, or you want me to do it?
Yeah, you cover me. That sounds great. Let's do that.
Sure. I drop back to some cover.
So I'm gonna
Okay.
walk up to the door and
Yeah, so you'll have to climb up a ladder to the second floor,
Yeah.
and then you hop through like a broken window into like a dorm hallway where like part of the building's collapsed on one side, so there's only like two doors. And the one on the right is the one that leads to the room that had the lights on. So
all right.
you go to knock. Where are you at that you're gonna be able to give cover, Twig?
Presumably in the hallway or at the top of the ladder, like through the window.
Okay. Top
Wherever
of the ladder
is
or in the
convenient.
hall?
Mhm.
Okay. So you see this, Ever goes up, knocks. There's a pause. And a piece of paper, or yeah, a piece of material that has like words written on it is slid underneath the door into the hallway.
I pick it up.
And it just says name and affiliation.
Yeah.
Question mark.
It's Eva from the Custodians.
There's another pause. You hear multiple locks opening.
Oh boy.
That are like, they don't sound like they were originally on this door. Let's put it that way.
My
and then
keen ear for mechanical things, which
Yeah.
is total bullshit.
yes.
My keen
and
ear. I'm listening.
The door opens, and Jean Ulster sticks her head out into the hallway,
Jean?
with holding a pistol. And says, "Oh, it really is you."
Oh my god. Twig is just
Twig.
crossing down the hallway. She's
survived
like
too.
lowering her gun.
Well, don't stay
she's
out
gonna
there for long. Come on.
yeah,
Holds the door
she
open
just
for you.
crosses and pulls Jean into a hug.
Oof. The door is still open.
Okay, okay.
The door pats her back a few times.
Yeah. I'll help close the door up.
Inside, you see what appears to kind of be, at this point, kind of a doomsday bunker by the looks of it. Just like a bunch of supplies piled up in like one side of the room. Presumably taken from other parts of the university grounds and stuff. And she says, "Glad to see that you two are both alive."
It was touch and go there for a minute, apparently.
I don't.
How long did they say we were out? Like
Over a day, but
over a day.
I don't suppose you seen Arrow and Scarrick.
No, they're not with you?
They weren't around when we woke up.
Huh.
We were up in
That's
the central
pretty
tower
weird.
trying to clear the evac order.
Part of the tower came off.
Yeah, so
landed further down the throat, I think, they said.
I'm glad you're okay though. I'm trying not to think too much about it, but there's a lot of yeah.
She probably thought a lot about it.
Twig makes a face.
It's okay. Twig is a worrier at heart.
Hey, I don't worry. I just realistically project scenarios that I could possibly have insight on. Like, okay,
We
maybe I
have a
worry a
word
little
for
bit.
that. The humans have a word for that. It's called an anxiety disorder.
I- It's analysis. It's not anxiety. It's analysis.
Don't worry, dear. I appreciate the concern. And like I said, I'm glad you're okay. I mean, Riff has been saying that the custodians are out there doing something to help. But
When did he start
I
saying
haven't.
that?
I mean, pretty much as soon as the radio station came on. I assumed he had an in because he is Arrow's boss.
No.
I mean,
Unless
maybe he
Arrow's
heard
talking to him
from
directly,
Arrow. Yeah, we
it
could.
does seem to think that he would just be like, okay, what's the best thing to say here? Custodians have got it. Don't worry, these four random assholes are going to solve this whole problem. We just got eaten by a star worm, but they've got it under control.
I mean,
I
honestly,
guess
that's a really good morale thing, probably.
I was gonna
True.
say, I was about to say the same thing.
Anyway, this is not that this is like not a nice place, Gene. Like you have a great setup here, obviously, that you've
What?
worked really hard on. But we're kind of getting everybody together at the museum to, combine forces, do the best we can. Actually, right now we're on our way to go fix the network, but everybody else is kind of at the museum. We're ferrying everybody that
You
way.
think you can fix the network?
You're
We could.
gonna have to bust through some bugs to get there. It seems like
Yeah.
they're nested
There's a
there.
nest we got to clear out, but we got a dozen. A
I've
dozen.
been scouting the area. I so I was hiding out in the university when things happened. Fortunately, I was in one of the basements, but not a ton of survivors in this particular area. But the more that I look out further afield, the more I've been cataloging, and I've looked over the network building because I was hoping that maybe I could plug in, but things look pretty bad there.
Well, we've got
Pretty bad.
like two
How?
good squads of armed folks and a turret that we're going to be setting up, and we've got a specialist that can restore it if we can get to the point where we can restore it.
Gotcha.
What's your evaluation of how, like, the strength there and everything?
All right. Well, and she turns around and she walks over to a desk, and she opens up one of the drawers and she pulls out a little hollow button and sets it down and plugs it into the portable generator, and it whirs to life, and a little hologram map of the area shows up that it looks like she's been editing. And she pulls it over to the network building and expands it, and says, so originally I attempted to enter from both the west, the east, and the south. I was hoping just to get access to one of the rooms to get more advanced equipment, because the main center of the network generator is totally eaten through. I've actually got a picture. Let's see here. Pulls, zooms, throws up like a hollow picture that was taken, and you see the server, the gigantic like server core, has a jetting tooth stabbing partially into it, and like a large chunk of itself ripped out by something that was not the tooth.
Is it even functional anymore?
What's that?
Is it even functional anymore then?
I mean, if you got a specialist, assuming they have enough time and they can get the parts from scavenged elsewhere in the building, they might at least be able to get a substitute or a big enough network field to at least cover a decent area. But it's
Right.
definitely beyond me. It's in a real bad way, but that's not the big issue. The big issue is, those bug lizard things?
Which ones?
So the ones that are like praying mantises, but also like iguanas.
So
So
not the ones that explode.
The ones that were
No,
under the
No,
museum.
not the exploders.
All right.
Yeah.
The
Um,
mantispeds.
Manus
Nah,
P.
I'm working on it.
we'll figure it out. But anyways, there's a bunch of them there, right? And they seem to have a hive mentality to them. However, they are. I don't know if they realize that they're being influenced, but see, pans through like 2 more pictures, and then you see in the 3rd picture, a one of those creatures surrounded by other similar creatures, except that it appears to be made up of this sickly green and purple glowing parts that don't at all match the normal like chitness and scaled skin of the other creatures around it. And she says, you remember when we went into that basement or whatever and killed that portal that you
Yeah.
guys want to get rid of?
Yeah.
Yeah. It gave me the same vibe,
So it's an abomination?
I guess.
Must
But
be.
Cool. It's an
it
abomination that
noticed
looks like these.
it noticed me, and as soon as it started screeching, they all started to charge me.
All right. Okay. So we're gonna have to revise our plan, but we're gonna need to do it on the way. So Gina, you coming with us or not? Because there's other people
Oh,
already on the way there.
absolutely.
All right. Let's.
Cool.
Let me get my arsenal.
Do you mind
And
if I
walks
copy
over,
this map over?
pulls the thing out, tosses you the node.
She's gonna just upload it to her own map.
Yep.
These
Goes
two
over,
neurotic
opens up,
motherfuckers both doing
opens up.
their own maps.
Yeah, right. Opens up a case and looks at some weapons. Pulls out like a shotgun, machine gun,
Mhm.
small something or another, and then says, "You guys full up on grenades?"
I can always use a few more.
Can I grab some?
Yeah, of course.
Twig! I
What?
knew you would come around to
I'm
my
going
way of
to ignore you.
thinking. No,
I'm
you
going to ignore you.
look, this is a bonding moment. So Ever comes over and puts a hand on Twig's shoulder and is like, this is a bonding moment. You're seeing the value in carrying small explosives with you at all times now.
It's mass combat close range situation and the tactical benefits of yeah
Look,
fine. Yeah.
you can
So,
use them in a lot of ways. Like
what I
for
Well,
have
this
me,
you
is an
I'm
guys,
already
explosive.
thinking we get up close to the big control mantispede thing,
Uh-huh.
and just give it a grenade. Mm,
Ever gets eaten again.
yeah.
The rendition.
How is that different from throwing a grenade at it? Ever?
Well, precision, first of all. You are
Uh-huh.
guaranteed to get it where you want it.
And being a blast this is a silly argument.
Yeah, I mean, you've
Most
seen
of our
how I
arguments
use
are pretty
these
silly.
grenades, so.
I have seen this is one of the reasons why yeah, I understand. This is look, I agree. I'm
All right. All right.
I retract my criticisms mainly because this is no longer operational as a space station per se, and
Uh-huh.
collateral damage is now okay in my book.
Well, we should be careful with the grenades around the equipment
Oh, of
because every
course.
bit we can salvage is
Is
going to be
the
important.
did you see the
But I do
abomination thing
have.
near the equipment? Like, is this
Well,
a
that's where it attacked me when I took that picture of
all
the
right? So we're gonna
collider.
have to.
I'm guessing, and I don't know this for sure, but I think it maybe doesn't want the network to come back.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Maybe they're
Given,
communicating on the same like wavelength,
I mean, in
or
general, we've found that abominations are kind of smarter than your average monster.
yeah.
Fair enough.
The other thing is, if it's actually
Tosses each of you
smarter, it's going
guys
to be
3 directional Mark II plasma grenades.
shit.
Mm.
So they deal 5d6 plasma damage in a cone, facing towards the direction you throw them. Unless, of course, you roll bad on your scatter. So they don't blow up in a circle; they blow up directionally in a
Yeah,
cone.
which is great, which I love.
Yep.
Mark II.
They are Mark II, so they deal 5d6 plasma.
Perfect. Love that.
And then she takes the rest of them and loads them into the grenade launcher that she was putting on her back.
Mhm.
The other thing is if it's actually intelligent, like some of the ones we fought, or like Inaya and Vaya and the others, who aren't abominations but are like in the same, you know what I mean. Anyway, they could be actively like colluding or planning to keep survivors off their communication and everything.
True. It'll be
I
hard
don't
for
think
us
like
to.
the impression I've gotten so far is that I don't think we should be assuming we're just finding animals or creatures. Like
Well, clearly not if this one's, kind of directing the others. But I think, we'll have to tailor our approach. We'll have to let everybody else know what's going on. I think maybe we got to assign more people to cover the engineer and focus more on being the distraction part of it.
the main thing I'm worried about is if it's a situation where it's less like the mantipedes we fought in the basement and they can actually use tactics, it's gonna get a little bit more hairy than just
Well, we gotta
grit on the
cut off the head, so to speak.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we should get moving if we're gonna meet the rendezvous.
All right.
All right, sounds good. We can take the rooftops if that's amenable to you. It's faster.
Sure.
I'll follow you wherever you want to go, John.
That's what I like to hear.
She looks at Everett.
Ever's making this face.
Ever's just like,
What?
Do,
Why are you
do you hear it? Did you? No, you don't hear it. Never mind. It's fine.
hear what?
Nothing. No, it's fine.
Meanwhile, Arrow, having turned off his special ears for the thunder wave and turned them back on, I hear something. Smells like gay. Anyways, so you guys crawl up to the roof and then up a rope on top of the flipped over part of the station. And now that you're up there, you're standing essentially on just like a huge flat plane over a large portion of the university district, the university and other parts of the axis. On like the whole side of the station, and you can look out from this like high vantage point. You can actually see decently into the third and fourth wings. And you can see that the third wing has kind of like fallen perpendicular to where it would normally be, and it creates a sort of barrier almost between the ruins of the city and the rest of the mouth. But you can kind of see past and over to the cavernous depths of the mouth with like the faint glowing and twisting blue energies.
Are there any lights on in the sweeps?
Yeah, there are. You do see some.
You see Twig like visibly relax a little bit.
All right.
But
So we're headed
all
to
right.
the building.
All right, so you guys make your way. It's pretty quick. You don't have to be stealthy. You don't really have to worry about terrain. So as long as you don't fall and slide off the side of the building. So you guys will make your way to the edge of the wall drop off there, and you see a spot where your crew is like holed up like a block from the building, waiting for you guys at the assigned wait spot. And she takes out some like rope, essentially some hyperfiber rope, and starts tying off a knot to like give a rappel option down.
Sure.
Tosses it, uncoils to the ground,
I'll rappel down.
grabs a pair of gloves to stop from friction burning, and she'll slide down.
Yep, following.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So we'll update the crew on the situation in terms of this kind of sentient leader that the critters have, and I think so. Ever says So I think that what we're gonna have to do is there's not gonna be a good opportunity for you to try and fix things while we're holding off these creatures if it's smart enough to be protecting the equipment. So we need a couple people covering our engineer, and you need to find a place to hide, and you need to wait till we give the all clear. And the other 10 of you come in with Gene and Twig and me.
So what are you thinking, boss? We gonna chop off the head and maybe the others will be able to be driven away then?
The
That's
real
the hope.
issue is we don't know how good the head is at fighting, I guess. Is it
Yes.
doesn't look like we have evidence of it actually engaging in combat with any of us yet.
I mean, so far it seems like it's using the little ones, the regular ones, as, you know, shields, soldiers.
Yeah. So hopefully it's something where it's not as like it's a commander kind of
Where
thing
it's all
instead of
brains, no brawn, and it's not going to pose a threat once we get up to it. But we don't know for sure.
Got it. Do you want us to
Engage with the
I mean-
small ones.
make a hole,
Yeah,
so to speak?
pretty
let us
much.
get through.
All right, sounds good. How do we want to approach the building? So for your reference, building, you've got north, west, east, south. To the north and south, that's the front entrance and the back entrance. The back entrance is like your maintenance entrance essentially. And then on the east and west is where the two parking lots are and the employee entrances are. The west side of the building is relatively collapsed. So it'd be difficult to pick your way through there unless you're gonna blast a hole through with explosives. Which I should mention, if you need to use them, Gene does have some. And then the south, the maintenance hatch has the highest density of the creatures, but that's also the closest to the actual equipment that matters. The front entrance, the north, that's where like the foyer and where visitors would come through, and there's some office spaces, basically a bunch of areas that don't really matter for the greater scheme of things. But do also seem to have like some nesting areas for the creatures as well.
I mean,
Um,
so my personal thoughts here are we shouldn't go through the greatest density of creatures because if they are being directed in some way, then we're gonna find it really hard to cut through. It's probably a smarter idea to go the longer way and just go as fast as we can before they can converge on us.
I
Don't
agree
worry
with
about
that.
taking them down. Worry about getting to the heart of things where the head is, and then we hold them off while we try to take that down.
Yeah.
okay. So we're just essentially trying to get to the control room then, where
Right.
the main
Where the head
console is.
honcho is.
Okay. Sounds good. All right. So you guys, and so there's 13 of you then. So we're gonna divide your squad up. The random NPCs are gonna go into groups of 5.
There are 14 counting Gene, and we're having the engineer and 2 of the guards stay outside the building hiding till are all clear.
You had 12 guards and 1 engineer. So I already counted your 2 guards and engineer as hiding.
Oh my god, you're right. I can't do math.
Yeah. You're good.
Ugh.
Yep. So with those guys guarding the engineer, so each of you is going to control quote unquote a group of 5. What that means is on your turn in combat, you get to essentially have an extra action when you say my group does X.
Got it.
Okay.
Okay.
And I'll let you roll for them and stuff. And then I'll control Gene.
Sounds good.
All right. So the 13 of you make your way in through the front entrance. Go ahead. I guess technically your pass without trace is still up. If you want to attempt stealth.
Well, it'll cover all of us, right? Well,
Yeah,
it'll cover up
it's
to
big
5
enough.
of us.
Yeah, let's do it.
It's
Okay.
like a 30-foot radius centered on a person, so centered on Ever. So
Yep.
You want me to roll for my crew?
Yes. Roll for yourselves and then roll for your crew.
Cool.
My crew got 15, and I got 22.
Is that with the
I
plus
got-
10s?
Yes.
I
Okay.
got 26, and the crew got 20. Oh wait, sorry, 26. I got 30, and the crew got
Got what?
You cut out real quick, Getty, on the
Oh,
number.
sorry, I got 30, and my crew got 25.
25. Okay. Okay. Crew doing good. Crew doing good. So overall, you guys are able to move pretty quietly. None of the creatures appear to be like guarding the entrance, so to speak. But as you do sneak in, you see in like the main foyer area where there used to be like a fancy fountain or whatever. The fountain is mostly broken, and there's just like a bunch of rubble, and you see these large egg sacs like stuck to the thing in like a big cluster, and like a few of the creatures like nesting around there.
Cool.
But they don't seem to notice you.
Oh, well, that's great. We're just going to keep cruising.
Yep. So according to the instructions, you don't want to go up to the second floor. You actually want to go down a floor. So you cut down to like, it's not quite basement level 1, but it's like half a floor down basically. And you walk down this hallway that's like particularly tall and wide. And this is where you run into the first like collection of critters that appear to be, I would say, patrolling is the activity that feels right. There's 2 of them, and they are moving down the hallway towards you. There's not a whole lot of ways to really hide, so you've
So we can
managed
just
to
have a-
get into the passageways. You know from here it's going to be down the hall, cut to the right, and then there will be a series of large chambers that are interconnected where the various equipment is. So
Twig is repeating all that on shortwave comms to everyone, and then she
Mhm.
gives us a rendezvous point if we have to break off, and then she's like, weapons up,
Yeah. We're
ready?
cutting through. Don't worry about killing them. Just get through for now.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and roll initiative.
Okay.
Clear to fire.
Woo, my crew is doing great.
Let me look at my NPC stat blocks here. I think I have one for like hashtag Space Marine.
Yeah, we didn't call it Space Marine, but it's like
We
a
didn't, but they-
soldier or
They
something.
are. Let's see
You got a
here.
few different ones.
Yeah.
And if not in the core book, definitely in the urban book.
Oh, we did just call it Marine, huh?
Yeah.
They're too high of a CR though. I can't use them.
Mm-mm.
I think I'll use the quote unquote shock trooper from the core book, or from the not the core book, the urban book.
Yeah.
We put a whole lot of additional
There's a bunch of NPCs in that book, so
yeah,
basically doubled our NPC catalog,
right, for those quick references.
which is great.
Hell
Good
yeah.
ad copy, I approve.
Oh yes. Let's see here. All right. Are you? Let me roll for Gene and creatures in the hallway. All right. Who got better than a 7?
Me and my crew.
I don't know what my crew adds.
Your crew adds 1.
They did not get better than a 7.
Fair enough. Okay. So we'll start with you, Ever. What are you doing?
Okay, well, whatever one is closest, I'm gonna fire a shot while I'm moving from my heavy pistol.
Shot through the heart.
All right.
And then my second attack will be Just with my regular pistol. That's fine. We'll just do it that way.
You have advantage on the first attack because you guys technically are coming out of stealth. So.
Well, I got a nat 20.
Hey.
And then the second attack is a 14, almost another 20. That was great. Okay, so my heavy pistol, blah.
Bam, bam.
I gotta do math now. I am adding to my damage, so 10, 15, 17. 17 for the first attack. And then my second attack was a 22, which I know hits also. Which is 13 damage because I rolled max, which is great.
Okay.
And then, because of my firearms expert feat, I'm going to bonus action attack again with my heavy pistol.
So the first attack was 13.
The first attack was 17 damage. Second attack was 13 damage.
Second attack was 13. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And then my third attack with the heavy pistol is a 19 to hit.
That hits.
Okay. And that is 14 damage. Rolling hot.
Hot.
One of them as you run forward.
Yeah.
You just bam, 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 and it like falls over. Twig, you're up.
So did I give you my initiative?
No, but
Ben just asked
you guys,
for.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
You beat
Yeah.
the baddies, so you're just up.
Cool. So what I'm going to be doing is moving up. I have the secrets gone out and running along. I'm just going to shoot the next one in line. Let's see here. So 6 plus 4 plus 8, so 14. Does a 14 hit?
A 14 is exactly what you need.
Hey. Okay, cool. And we're rolling 2d6 damage on this. Oh, low. For 8 damage. It's magic.
Okay.
Second shot. Mark that one off. This one is a 17. And gonna smite at... Where's my spell sheet for records? We'll smite second level. We'll get a little spicy with it. 9, 10, 11, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 damage.
20 damage. Okay. Go ahead. If that's it for you, then go ahead and make an attack for your squad. Make 3 attacks.
4, 4, and 2, so 5, 5, and 3.
Ugh.
I think they're focusing on moving.
Yep. They must be. They basically just like open up and like fire down the hallway.
Yeah.
And like plasma shots are firing forward. The creature looks pretty hurt though. It is kind of like shying away. And they will help you guys bull past. But as you do, it's gonna go ahead and make an attack. High or low, Getty?
High.
Okay, it's gonna attack you.
Cool.
How does an 18 sound?
Like it's 1 over my basic. I don't have a Shield of Faith up, so it's like it's 1 over my basic AC.
Okay.
Ugh.
So it sounds like 14 slashing damage and 1 acid damage as it attacks you on your way through.
Cool.
I need you to roll a dex saving throw.
How does a 4, and then my bonus for saves right now is
Your charisma mod.
charisma. 4, 4, 8, 18.
That makes it.
Yes.
All right, so you run through. Your group runs through. Ever squad, You want to make your attacks?
Sure, you said 3 of them.
Yep.
2, 3, and a 14.
All
Plus
right.
whatever they add.
A 14, huh?
Yep.
That's pretty good.
If
They only
add,
add 3, by the way.
so 17 to hit.
Yeah,
for
it
them.
hits. Why don't you go ahead and roll me 5d10?
That's a lot of D10.
So I forgot that I made these guys this way, but they're basically supposed to be like really untrained soldiers with really automatic weapons.
32.
But they get a ton of attacks, but their bonuses to hit are just awful.
32.
All right, so they light this thing up on their way through, and it goes down.
Swiss cheese.
Yep. And Jean follows up in the rear. You slide to the right, and eventually you find yourself before a series of open rooms. You see like the generators, and further in you see a server farm, and this gigantic tower, which is the thing that Jean had taken a picture of. And these creatures are crawling all over this place. You can't even count how many there are.
Great.
Holy shit.
What's up?
Holy shit.
Yeah. There's holes in the ground as well, and more of them are already pouring out of the holes in the ground.
Okay.
So, but what you do see is near that pillar, the damaged one, next to one of the teeth that has come up through the ground, where the majority of them have like risen up from, is that like brilliantly colored one, and it screeches and clacks in whatever communication form these things seem to have, and they all turn and look at you guys.
All right.
All right, Ever.
What's the visibility conditions like in here?
It's dark, but not like pitch black. Some
Okay.
light is filtering through some like breakage in the ceilings.
Would you say dim light, Ben?
Mm, maybe a little less than dim, to be honest, but
Okay.
yeah.
Is that good or bad for you, Audrey?
I mean, I can't see shit. Ethernites don't get dark vision.
Okay.
But your troopers do have like flares with them, so they can like fire flare shots into the room if you want.
Okay.
So Ever, what you doing? Right now, there is enemies that are easily reachable within, say, 30 feet, but your actual target's about 90 feet in.
Say
Past, like,
the first distance again.
So
30
the
feet for
first
the
enemies,
first enemies.
the first enemies are about 30 feet away, but your target is about 90 feet away behind piles of enemies.
Okay. Okay, cool. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take the suppressing fire action.
Cool.
As the first one in the room. Because it's a 30-foot cone, and let's see, the first time a creature moves into the area, emerges from cover, or makes an attack roll, it must succeed a dex save against my DC, which is 8 plus my attack bonus, so 13, which is not crazy high, but if they fail, they act as though they took a critical hit from me. And it also applies to all the cover in the room.
Oh, okay. So when do they roll that saving throw?
Let's see. When it moves into the area, emerges from cover in the area, or makes an attack roll while it's in the area.
Okay, and the area is centered on you and it moves with you?
It's a cone.
Oh, it's a cone.
I move into the room 10 feet, and then it's a 30-foot cone.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. So you're starting to move into the room?
Yep. And I am taking, it is suppressing fire, and I am doing it with my heavy pistol, which is going to use half my clip. Which I'm doing it. I'm doing that.
Just burning the midnight clip.
Yeah.
Twig.
Twig is running up next to Ever, and as she enters the room,
she has like her gun down at her side and she goes, light them up, and that's daylight in the middle top of the room, so we have full visibility.
Okay.
And see if it does anything to the critters.
Yeah, I think it probably does.
I'm really glad that you did. I also have daylight, but I was like, I don't have to see to do suppressing fire, so
True. We've got multiple friendlies who have
exactly.
like light
So,
condition stuff going on.
when the daylight first bursts, a large portion of the critters like turn to look at it and then like scamper away and try to find cover, and they clear like a big circle in the center of the room.
Mhm.
There's still some between you and that circle, and then more between the circle and the boss, but a lot of them have moved to the sides out of fear of that like bright sudden light.
Yeah, cool.
All right, your troopers are up first, Twig.
Hold off the little ones. We're gonna get that big guy. They're gonna take some shots. Low. That is. They add 3. You said
They add 3, yeah.
8. They may make one hit with a 15.
That does hit.
Okay, that fits. What's their damage?
A D10 plus 1 each, so 5d10 plus 5.
3, 5, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 14 damage. Very, very low. Mostly 1s and 2s.
Jeez, I had to double take. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
So
Very
they fire into the crowd, and they're mostly like, it's almost like they're also suppressing the fire essentially.
Mm-hmm.
As the creatures are just kind of like forcibly driven back by like the number of shots. The creature at the back end, the abomination, screeches again.
Okay.
Ooh, sorry. The creature at the back end screeches again, and then finally a couple of them up front end up charging.
Okay.
So they make a saving throw.
Yes, the DC is 13.
Okay, so they fail.
Okay, then it's as though I took critical hit them. So I'm
Alright.
gonna roll that really quick. 11, 16 damage.
Okay. So they take some more damage as they move in. They're going to attempt to crowd you guys. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna give Ever an attack. That's gonna miss. We're gonna give Twig an attack. That's gonna miss. We're gonna give Soldiers Group 1 an attack. That's definitely gonna hit. Soldiers Group 2 an attack. That'll miss. And we get Gene an attack. That'll hit. So Twig's soldiers, they take some damage, but they're still able to fight, and they are currently in melee with these things now.
Okay.
They're all kind of caught up. Evers, your guys managed to like skirt back and maintain some range, and then Gene takes a little bit of damage here.
Okay.
Okay. Ever, your guys are up.
All right, so they're making their attacks. And let's see, that's a 15, an 18, and an 8.
Okay. That's 2 hits. So roll 10d10 plus 10.
Jesus Christ, okay.
Oh yeah.
I'm just going to pull out some of Aaron's D10s here to
Um,
expedite this process.
And roll better than Getty.
Let's see, that's 10, 14, so 24, 26, 35, plus 4 more. 44, 51, 59, 66, plus 10 is 76.
So multiple creatures like fall over dead, fall back, explode. It's practically a scene from some cheesy 80s movie.
Yes.
You can just say a
Yes.
John Woo movie. It's fine.
All right. Jean is going to reach onto her back and pull out the grenade launcher and is going to fire some grenades and says, I'm going to clear a path.
Heard.
So she's going to fire. She gets 2 attacks at her level. Or no, 3 is a level 11 fighter.
Say she's a fighter.
Yep. So
Yeah, she's a fighter.
she'll fire 3 tier 3 blaze grenades. It's about to get
Blaze.
fire.
Get blazed.
Okay. Nine, 7, 3 is 21. 9. So plumes of flame burst and the room lights up even more. Waves of heat kind of wash over, and more of the creatures go down in flames. And there does appear to be a path forward. Ever, you're up.
Okay, so I had already moved 10 feet into the room. My move speed is 40. That puts me 50 feet in the room. That means I'm 40 feet away from this thing still.
Yes.
Okay, then I will
There
attack.
is also one more wall of minions before you hit him.
That's fine. I'm attacking whichever creature is closest to me because I have a thing for this.
Okay. So you'll run up like another 30 feet and then attack
40
one then.
feet because that's my speed, baby.
Well, I mean, they're 30 feet away from you.
Mm.
It's 40 feet away from you. Like I said, there's one more layer of minions blocking
No.
him.
I mean, from where I was, I move up 40 feet initially. Is that enough to hit the minions, or are they closer to it?
They're closer to it.
Okay, so then what I'm going to do is I'm still going to attack one of them because I have ranged weapons.
Yeah, of course.
So we'll do, let's see, we'll do last shot with the heavy pistol, baby, and then 2 shots with my regular pistol. That's what we'll do. Okay. So 3 shots here. So the heavy pistol is a 24. I think the only one I'm gonna miss with is my 3rd shot, which is only a 13. Which I assume is not enough to hit.
A 13 does miss, yeah.
Okay.
If you're attacking the minions.
I sure am. So then my first attack is a 9, let's see, plus, so 14 for the first attack, and then the second attack, wait, no, 16 for the first attack, because I can do math. And then the second attack is 11.
Okay. So you hurt some more of them as you push your way in.
That's my turn, because the third attack was
Okay.
my bonus action.
Gotcha.
Could have maximized my movement there, but with a whole wall of them, I'm gonna need to clear a path anyway, so I'll just take my
Yep,
time.
there's another gaggle.
Make them run up on me, you know?
That's fair. So Twig, you are currently 60 feet away from your target. There is a group of another second group of minions about 50 feet away from you, and Ever, I believe, is like 20 feet in front of you.
Yeah, I'm moving up next to Ever. Can I hit the big guy from here? The shiny
You
one?
can shoot at him, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to start shooting at him.
Oh, Getty, if you use the Seeker's gun, that thing's short range is 150 feet.
Yeah. I just wasn't sure if he was like in line of sight or not. Oh, no good on that. Okay. Well, I missed my first shot. Second shot we're going to take here. It's going to be a crit with a 19 with my expanded crit range. I'm going to smite at 3rd level with my last third level spell slot. That's going to give me a number of extra d8s that I always forget about.
It's 2 plus the level, or it's 1 plus the level of your spell.
Mm-hmm.
So 4 48.
Mhm.
48. Rest in peace, D8 that just fell on the floor. Okay, here we
Never to
go.
be found again.
Lost forever.
Gone to the abyss. Plasma damage is going to be 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 damage. Plasma. Radiant.
Okay.
It's a magic
You're
weapon
fine.
too.
Yeah.
Radiant's going to be 12, 13, 17, 19 damage. Radiant.
So you take aim and you fire the smite incoming, and you see as two of the minions leap up and
It's that
take your shot,
sacrifice. Oh, that's
and
really
they both
fun.
are obliterated by your shot because they're fucking dead. But
That is
Cannon
hilarious.
fodder.
But
He's got
the
these
boss is
sacrifices
unharmed.
buddies thing. Cool. Okay. Did those come from the minion wall?
Yes, they
Great.
do. There's
Making
less minions
progress.
on the wall.
All right. My folks in the melee.
Yep, you're up.
3
They're
attacks,
in
same
melee.
bonus.
Yeah.
+3.
So they actually have +5 to melee.
+5 to melee. All right, here we go. First attack is going to be a 12. Second is a 19. And third is going to be a 20. Non-natural.
Okay. So go ahead and roll 10d8.
10d8.
Plus-
All right.
Plus 30.
+30.
Yeah. These guys are actually strength fighters.
5. I'm loving this. I was kind of getting the impression that this was going to happen, and I'm here for it.
Yeah. They picked the ones that knew how to like fight hand to hand.
Yeah, in the close
basically,
quarters thing.
so.
10, 17, 20, 24. 24. 5, 10, 12. 10, 5, 6, 7. 17, 24, and 17 is 41, I think.
Okay. They tear
and
through.
+30. 41
+30,
plus
yeah,
30.
so 71. So
71
they tear
damage.
through.
They just like pull out the blades and they just start going.
Yeah, their plasma rifles all have a plasma bayonet fitted to it. So the bayonets like turn on as they get into melee, and they just start carving. And they will chop their way out of melee for now.
Good. Just a whole wave of them. Fuck. I love that.
The
I've named all 5, by the way. Don't worry. If you need them, let me know.
I'll let you know when the first one goes down, so you
Cool.
can roll at random.
Oh no. I guess I
Thank you
should
for
name
doing
mine
this.
too.
This is Uno dos.
Whew, rough.
You know me better. You know me better.
Oh, I know you named them. I'm just making a joke.
Yes, Getty, are they all nature names?
Well, one of them's named Clover. I'll give you that one. The others are not.
Ever, you are hit.
Okay.
They're coming in at you and Twig. Twig, I assume that doesn't hit you. No, 12 definitely doesn't hit you.
No.
Twig's soldiers are hit. Ever's soldiers are also hit.
Okay.
And Jean is hit.
Mmm.
Uh,
Delicious.
So Ever, you take 14 points of slashing damage
Cool. And I, as a reaction, dash 40 feet.
and 1
That's
point
right.
of acid damage.
And what of acid damage?
1 point of acid
Oh,
damage.
okay.
So a total of 15.
That's what I thought you said, but I was like, what?
Yeah. Cool reaction. Because there's so many of them, I'm gonna have you roll acrobatics because you're gonna have to like move through a crowd, basically.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Get that sword out. Get that sword
I only got
out.
an 11, damn it.
All right, so you can move only 20 feet, but
like
you are closer.
It's like one of my best fucking skills, and I rolled a fucking 2.
Oof. So Getty,
Hmm.
what is the name of soldier number 2?
Veliar.
So Veliar goes down from a couple of them tackling, and the other 4 are not caught in melee, but they are still nearby.
Okay.
Ever's group takes their first damage. Let's see here. Pretty meaty hit on them, but none of them go down yet. The way I have it is they have like a total hit point pool, and as they hit threshold, their
Yeah.
numbers of them will go down. And then Jean, take another 15 points of damage.
Jean.
She's fine. She's only 31 damage. All right. Next up is Ever's group.
Cool.
So Ever's group is now being assaulted in melee.
She said +5 for melee.
Yes.
Okay. That's still gonna be 2 of those attacks miss, but the third one hits.
Roll 5d8 plus 15.
D8 for melee, huh?
Yep. It's the plasma bayonets.
Oh yeah,
As
you
opposed to
said
the
that.
rifles. Yeah.
I have listening skills sometimes. Oh hey, all
Sometimes.
7s. So
All
35
sevens, baby.
plus whatever you said.
Plus 15, so 50. That's still enough to free themselves from the melee
All
and move
right.
further into the room. So,
Whew.
All right.
so these guys are now like they're not quite up with Twig, but they're near Twig underneath the daylight.
Okay.
All right. Jean runs up. She's with Twig now, and she says, she looks at you, Twig, and says, Ever's got to be like immune to fire, right?
Ever's immune to. I know Ever's immune to fire.
I'm not
Right?
immune to fire. I just resist it.
I can't even hear
Audrey's
Audrey.
muted.
Audrey's muted.
Oh, let's see. I'm not.
You went
Audrey's
muted
still
again.
muted.
Are you good?
Yeah. What did I do?
What was that about?
I don't
Is
know.
there a sensor?
I think I put my notebook on the keyboard that Aaron has bound to mute his mic.
Huh.
Okay.
But I
Okay.
don't know which
What were you
key.
saying?
I don't know which key it was. I said I'm not immune to fire. I just resist it.
But
I
he
don't
says,
care. You don't know.
He's
Yeah,
definitely immune
exactly.
to fire.
Perfect. All right, so she's gonna fire. those
Light it up.
grenades. Ever roll 3 dex saves, please.
3.
Yep, they're
Yeah.
DC 16.
This is on me. You can blame me for this upcoming.
Oh no, I'm
player
okay with
character death.
this. I have Death Ward on me right now, so.
That's true. You're right.
You do. That was the last thing that was cast on you by your girlfriend before you left.
What's the DC I have to make, Ben?
16.
I made one of them.
Okay, all right. 10, so 20. So you take 20 damage from the first one.
That's not halved for my resistance?
I'm not
is it?
having these.
Okay,
Yeah, you can
perfect,
have them.
perfect.
20 damage from the second one. And 10 damage from the last one. So halved altogether, it should be 25.
I am just
But
barely
you
visibly
crowd
injured.
the-
Okay.
So as the fires and explosions clear and all like the napalm like sizzles out,
I would like to propose that at this point, as the smoke clears, you're holding the blade.
fair. I mean that's up to Audrey, but
Audrey.
the monsters are.
Yes, certainly. Of
dead.
course I am.
Just got it out like
Of
this.
course I am.
There is a clear path to the big boy now.
Yes.
All right, Ever, you're up.
Okay.
There's still plenty of minions about, and they're slowly getting a little more used to the daylight. So you think that the ones that retreated are going to start coming in soon?
Sure. So how close am I to the big one now? If I advance 20 feet, is that enough? 40 feet?
You're 20 feet away.
Yes. Okay. So I'm gonna run up to this bad boy, and I got my sword out.
Yep.
So I'm gonna bonus action cast targeting mark on this bad boy. I'm upcasting it at 3rd level.
Okay.
And then I'm going to make my 2 attacks with my Vorpal sword.
Attack.
My fancy
Targeting
sword.
mark. upcast. That should at
Plus
third level
2.
should give you +2. Yeah, to
That's
hit.
correct. Which
Yeah.
is still gonna fuck me on one of these, because god damn it, I think. 11 plus 4. Yeah, okay, that's 15 on the first one.
A 15. So you hit. You can roll your damage, but what you hit is a minion that throws itself in the way.
Oh, gross. Okay, well, I am attacking two-handed with this thing, so fuck, it's 3 plus 8 is 11 plus 2 because I ran 10 feet before this attack. So 13 plus fucking my extra d8. 15.
Okay.
Wait, no, yeah, it's not the bonus, not the targeting mark die though, so that's good. Ugh. So 15 to attack that thing. And then my second attack is a 24.
24 also hits a minion as it throws itself in the path.
Ugh, shit. Fine.
There's only 3 of them next to him at this point, so
well,
you're just
I'm
kind of carving
trying. Okay. I'm doing my best. Okay. So then that's a big old fat 15 damage on that one too.
Okay. Neither of those 2 minions are quite dead yet, so
It's fine. I'm up here. I'm here.
okay. Do you have a bonus action? Oh,
My
you
bonus
did.
action was targeting mark. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Twig.
Twig is fast walking up behind Ever's warpath, and she's just aiming at the minions next to this guy, and trying to hit them.
All right, go for it. Need a 14.
4, 5, 6, 7, 14.
That hits.
Okay, hit. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 damage.
Okay. Still up. You can try to take out that minion.
Yep. Second attack on that minion is going to be 18.
That hits.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
It'll go down.
Hell
Bang,
yes.
bang.
Hell yes.
Okay.
Bonus action, Shield of Faith.
All right.
Smart.
Your squad of 4, Getty. What are they doing? So they're up nearest to you.
Your squad of 4. Ben just has to remind you that one of them died.
I mean,
Shield of Faith on Ever.
What? What does that do to me?
oh.
It raises your AC by 2.
Oh,
And your saving throws.
Man.
Yeah.
And my saving throws? Sounds like you're preparing for Jean to nuke me again.
Unfortunately, the grenade launcher is empty, so she'd have to reload it.
I'll just hand her some. Okay, so my attacks with the... Are we back in melee for my squad?
No, your squad is free to do either. So they can either
They're
charge.
swinging back in for melee.
Okay. Are they moving forward, or are they going to move to hold up the rear?
They're going to try and hold back so we can get out of here.
Okay. So go ahead and make your attack in the rear.
With strength?
Yeah. Plus
Okay,
5.
so 19, 11. Wait, that's a 9. That's not a 6. So 14.
14.
And third attack?
Yep.
10.
10 does not hit. So 2 hits. So that'll be 4 8-sideds plus some numbers that I'll add on my end because I need to do the math in my head real quick.
15 damage plus whatever.
Plus 24. Okay. So they are currently keeping the path relatively clear on the back end, keeping them away from like coming up and flanking you guys. That means that up front, the 2 minions remaining are both going to attack you, Ever, because you're there.
Okay. My AC is an 18 now.
1 hit.
Great.
For 8 slashing damage and 6 acid.
Okay.
And then
I will reaction. I will be moving 40 feet just around the big one. and it can't AO me. Not the big
Gonna
one.
try and flank it.
Yeah, not the big one can't AO me. The one that attacked me can't AO me.
Okay. And then the 2 squads are getting attacked. So Getty's squad is missed. Ever's squad is hit.
Damn it.
So one of Ever's squad is going down.
Oh God. Oh no. Hang on. I will do
Soldier.
this also. I will do this also. Just give me a second.
Soldier number 4.
Soldier number 4. Okay, so that's Pashmina.
Oh
Okay.
no.
Pashmina goes
Pashmina,
down.
no.
What is your squad doing? Are they gonna hold up the rear, or are they going to help you push the front?
They're pushing the front.
Okay. So go ahead and make a ranged attack
Okay.
on the remaining minions.
They will miss all 3 attacks. 2 1s and an 8.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pashmina died. They're distraught.
Yeah, they're distraught. They're having a hard time. Then Jean puts away the grenade launcher because it's empty and will take too long to reload. And she'll whip out her sidearm and attempt to go to town on the minions. Did I make both of your guys' companions fighters because it's the easiest thing for me? Yes, I did.
Mahogany is canonically a wizard.
I'm
It's
talking
true.
about Ash and
Oh,
Jean.
I was like, what?
Mechanically, it's easy, and
Mahogany's
it's
not
good.
here fighting, right?
Yeah.
Like,
No.
all right. So she will take down another of the minions. And Ever, you're up. There's
Cool.
one minion left. It's hurt.
Cool. So I'm attacking it first, and I'm gonna do it with yeah, I'll just fucking keep doing it with my Vorpal sword. Because
Okay.
why not?
Yes.
You could always roll that 20 and insta kill it.
That's
so.
exactly why I'm doing it. So first attack is a 23, yes, to
That
hit,
hits,
which is still two-handing this bad boy. 9 plus 8, 17 slashing damage.
17's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's still up though.
Fucker. Okay. My second attack, I will also Vorpal Sword it. Why the hell not? I almost had a nat 20 on this, but instead, I have a 13, which is not enough to hit it.
You do miss, yeah.
Which means I'm going to bonus action, pull out my pistol, and fire a shot at this bad boy.
All right.
19 to hit.
It's dead. It only has 5 hit points, so.
Nice.
Yeah, I got 7 damage on it, so.
So it goes down.
Asshole.
Yep. And the boss creature like looks down at you.
Ever does say that, by the way. Asshole.
All right. Twig, you're up.
Okay, I'm continuing to move up alongside Jean as we keep shooting at this thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go ahead and fire on it. Does a it's plus 7. I forgot how to do math for a second. Does a 16 hit?
16 does not hit the big one.
Second attack. Will a 22 hit?
A 22 does hit, yes.
Will
I would
okay.
hope.
I see. All right. We're going to be going at level 2 smite.
Murder this thing. Please.
$14, 15, 16, 17, 23 plus 4, 27.
Okay. So you hit this thing and it folds to the blow like like a pile of Ghostbusters slime.
Okay, I'm firing with the Seeker's gun too, so it's just like flaring with the weird dark magic shit.
Yeah. It blasts through, and it flails and screeches with this big hole in it, and like slams on the ground next to Ever. And all of the creatures are like skittering back and forth, seemingly suddenly uncertain. And then Ever, you hear something from next to you.
God, no.
The tooth, the thing that looks like the starworm tooth that was rising up from the floor, quivers, and then it begins to peel back, and the creature that you guys shot a hole through melds back as the arm of the much larger thing that morphs out from the tooth, as you see this huge serpentine coiling creature with this glowing black hole above its head, as it turns and looks at you guys. And that's where we're going to end the session.
No! No!
What?
Ben! Excuse me?
What?
You ever see that? You ever see like the beginning of the
No!
Buzz
Black
Lightyear
hole?
cartoon movie?
It's got a
With
Coriolis.
where they're
What?
fighting the worm
Chloe,
things,
it
and
had
it
a
turns out it's its hand, its fingers.
No!
Oh no! It's a puppet master. Oh no!
Oh, God.
Oh no! Oh no! Hey, it's a time to abandon ship.
It kind of seems like
Time
maybe
to get
we...
the fuck
That
out
could
of
be
here.
bad.
Getty, it kind of seems like maybe this was a fool's errand.
Fuck the network. Holy shit.
Gross,
We
gross,
scouted
gross,
it. We had all our best information. We gotta go. Holy
gross,
shit.
gross, gross. We already lost 2 people. We gotta get out of here. Ugh. Well, that was delightful. That was delightful, Ben. Thank you so much for running this.
I love a good combat run.
Whew,
I'm so
yeah.
glad Gina's here.
I
Thank
love
you
this
all
because I've
for-
almost burned through all my resources, and as Ben well knows, that is very delightful for me.
Fun.
Oh yes.
Well,
So
thank you everybody for watching.
Thank you so
We will
much.
be back in 2 weeks, right?
yes, so that is
we won't be-
April 27th. We will be back in 2 weeks, and in the meantime, you can find us on our social channels, which we are at Starworms on Twitter and Facebook. You can join our Discord. We have a link below where you can join. We do lots of fun stuff. That's where the link to Getty's zine is. Lots of fun discussions and stuff. And then, of course, we would love for you to check us out on Drive-Thru RPG. That's where you can find all our products, specifically the core book and the urban book that we mentioned tonight, with all those NPC stat blocks. You know, I'm getting my ad copy in where I can, Getty.
Yeah, it's important. Gotta
Yeah.
get those reminders up.
Yeah, and once again, check out Entropy M on Twitter and Tumblr. She does all our character art. We might shell out for some new character art before the end of this. Some like post-APOC, everybody's grunged up character art.
Do love some grunge. I
we'll
really
see.
appreciate some good grunge.
We'll see about it. We don't know yet. But
Twig like cuts their hair and then mohawks it.
well,
you know?
Twig canonically is missing part of like the skull plate right now, right?
Yeah,
Like exposed
that's
wires
true.
and stuff.
with some of her wire like hair. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and I mean, I should have put a grenade bandolier on Ever, but I didn't know it was going to become central to her character. So
You have a chance. You got a chance.
I know, now's my time. But anyway, that is it for us for tonight. Thank you everybody for tuning in, and we will catch you in 2 weeks. This will be up, the VOD will be up on our YouTube channel sometime in the next week. So if you have friends who missed out or you want to introduce them to the show, they can check out our YouTube channel as well. But that's it for us. So we'll see you next time.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye, guys.